this is not going to be your last opportunity. Okay, we're celebrating 50 years, but you know what? There's still going to be shows in year 51, 52, True. 53.
Yeah.
You know,
don't burn that bridge.
Look, don't burn that bridge. Let me read this rapper's tweet here. Right. OG rapper. It says 50th anniversary of hip hop, and everybody is using the words hip hop for their BS. I've been around over 30 years consistently. I'm never seeing y'all nowhere. Even actors are acting like they rap. Some used to rap, they quit. Now they rap again. Bandwagon. So he's basically saying people are just trying to exploit the 50th anniversary. You know, some people had issues about the Grammys and the little, you know, we kind of talked about that, but there's a special ed have a point here. Is it being exploited? Because tours are popping up. You're starting to see content based off the 50th anniversary. What do you think? Because it is a special moment in real life.
This is entertainment. Entertainment, a large part of it is exploiting things. And, you know, hip hop just needs to get in line because they're going to be exploited. Just like if they do the 50th anniversary of anything, the 30th anniversary of an album release. Maybe if nobody has asked Special Ed to get on one of these tours and he's like, where are y'all at? You got to understand there are people who are only excited because they're not like us, to people who I feel like live and breathe and care about the culture and are part of this every day.
Right.
I can see where he's coming from to where it's like, oh, why don't y'all care all the time like you care right now? But you just got to understand the way pop culture is consumed and how fast things move. And if we don't make a special event out of things sometimes, like there are certain people who are just never going to pay attention.
So he shouldn't be shocked in all actuality. He shouldn't be shocked.
He's been around entertainment long enough to know this is how it works.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of what I would consider exploitative 50th anniversary stuff, to be honest. Like I've seen a few shows, I've seen a few tours. Like we had the one here, you know, that was going to book some of the legends and stuff, but I don't know. I personally haven't seen a ton of it.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's been just straight exploitation, because that means that, you know, you're just trying to
just capitalize off the fact that it's an anniversary.
I mean, if they are trying to capitalize off it and probably selling a few tickets to see some legendary acts, how you gonna get mad at that? Like,
now LL is had a crazy lineup that he said is going to rotate based off obviously cities. I saw him in an interview. Funk Flex is curating the concert. Like,
I'm not excited about that.
I knew you was gonna say that.
So you know what? I can't take because Funk Flex is from that era. I'd rather him curate this than try to be a gatekeeper about new hip hop.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. With LL spearheading a tour with Run DMC is one of the headliners. Like, I'm cool with that.
Nah, see, the thing about it is, and what Special Ed is failing to understand is, he's a part of something that is a major part of culture now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
50 years is very, very good for a music genre that wasn't supposed to last with maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If that. And now it's embedded in American culture. So a lot of people came up under hip hop or raised by hip hop that just because they weren't boisterous about it all the time or when you thought they were supposed to be, is still a part of them. And I think a lot of these artists are upset too that they haven't been included in these celebrations. So they feel a certain type of way being a part of this said culture that's being celebrated, and we're on these video channels and in kids' living rooms and radios. True. And they feel like they should be part of these celebrations too. I think a lot of the frustration is coming from that, and I can understand it, but at the same time, like I said, it's just part of culture in general now. It's not the same as it was at one point in time. So, I mean, that's a celebration in itself.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they're not just celebrating everybody that was doing stuff in 1973.
Right.
You know, no, I mean, seriously.
I see where you're going.
You know
I see where you're going. Yeah, I see where you're going.
You know, is this a shot at LL? Some used to rap, they quit, now they rap again?
I think it could be seen as a sub. It could be seen as a sub.
It could be a sub.
Who else is he talking about that acts and then raps again? Like Ludacris or like
he could be
Will
Ice-T.
Smith?
He could be talking about Ludacris.
Could be Ice-T.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
He could be talking about We'll see. He could talk about there's he could talk about a lot of people with that statement.
But at the same time, all these artists we're mentioning, and this is no disrespect to Special Ed, they're all way up higher on the tier of hip hop than Special Ed, and as far as their impact is concerned, I would say.
And the thing is, like,
and that's no shot to Special Ed. I mean, I'm just saying these guys are icons that we're talking about.
I am a look. There was a time where, like, Special Ed was easily one of my favorite rappers. Like he was, when we talked about young
back in
TV
speech
raps,
class?
back in the opportunity room,
Resource.
yeah, resource. Well, might have been regional.
Might have been regional.
No, but when we talk about those early days of MTV raps, Special Ed was a staple.
He was instrumental. He still only has two songs for me personally that I really got jiggy with.
What are the two?
I Got It Made.
Highest title, numero uno.
And the one that had kind of the 007 beat.
With my microphone cord, cause I'm a lord of the.
Think about it. But then he's got I'm the Magnificent.
I'm the Magnificent is fire.
Then he's got,
With the sensational style.
But
Come
then
on,
also,
let's move it.
I'm mad at him for having that baby on Girl and Juice and disappearing and leaving it for Raheem.
Yeah, Special Ed was giving it to Raheem's lady.
Yeah.
He pulled up at the high school.
And not a Jetta. He had a Passat, so he was out here getting it.
Had that paper. But nah, Special Ed, he had his time when he was doing his thing, but he didn't follow it up. That's
Special, he had his time with the Kirkland Dodgers. Look, Special Ed, I can go into sections of Special Ed. Special Ed deserves his flowers.
He deserves
100%.
his flowers, but he doesn't deserve to be.
But you can't put him there with LL,
Ice-T. He can't be out there dissing LL Cool J because he's not on his tour essentially.
Right.
Because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
He's mad because he's not being invited into these 50th reunion shows and things of that nature. That's his whole problem.
I mean, everybody can't go, right? Like you said, we can't incorporate everybody from that era. Now, we might think, we know Special Ed had hella impact. We know that. But like Lone said, when you start comparing him to, some of the people that quote unquote were on the subs, if you will, it's not even close.
But even I know Special Ed was a part of this thing with Chubb Rock and I want to say Moni Love. I want to say called the Alumni, to where they've been out touring with this classic hip hop. I don't know if it's some people haven't reached out, or you just feel like, why are y'all trying to celebrate now when you should have been celebrating the whole time? I get what you're saying, but it's the 50th anniversary.
You don't celebrate until you turn 50. That's just like somebody celebrating themselves, acting like they're 50 before they turn 50. I mean, 50 is a milestone.
Right.
You don't celebrate it before you reach it.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
My old take on this is, sure, Special Ed has got his place and everything, but at the same time, if you really feel that way, go make your own thing.
Well, there's always that option.
Like I said, I thought with him,
and if you are, then
the alumni, they had their own thing, and I thought it was a dope idea to have these guys get out here and really show people how to perform and to make it an engaging thing, But everybody, so like you said, everybody can't go, and when you see all this stuff happening and nobody's called you might feel some kind of way.
Yeah, but they might not have called Redhead Kingpin or K-Solo either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna get the call.
Yeah, Willie D was a little upset.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's more upset about Scarface.
They had, just like they said on the Grammys of all places, they have to. I mean, it's a 50th year of hip hop. Yeah. He stated we can't celebrate everybody on this stage tonight.
Right.
That's why they had the backdrop with a whole bunch of names other than the people that were performing. Because, I mean, there's no way to do it unless you're in a position to financially back it yourself.
He did say that.
And that's that's what I'm saying. This sounds like local artists that get upset that they're not on a festival, that they have nothing, they don't understand the stuff that's involved in putting a show together, and they're just assuming that people's names weren't thought of. But it's the way that it works, even when tours come to cities, it's not about if Beyonce doesn't come to Indianapolis or Jay-Z doesn't come to Indianapolis, it has nothing to do with Jay-Z or Beyonce. It has to do with the promoters locally that book them. If nobody is putting that together, then there's not the demand for it, or there's not somebody that's putting it together. It's the same way with this stuff. If you're talking just generally about the 50th anniversary of hip hop and just stuff that's popping up, which is what I thought it was originally about, I guess. But at the same time, it's if you're upset that you're not on a specific show or anything like that, it's do you have relationships with these people?
Right.
Do you know these people? Do you know the promoters? Do you even fit for it? Maybe you do, probably. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, there's so many more things that are involved than just you should include everybody, or
you should have been touring before this happened. It's kind of you're contradicting yourself, because a lot of these artists that are that have been on these bills have continued to tour.
Yeah, they're
True.
active.
So
They've been getting the love.
They've been getting the love. And if
special ed is in that category. Like I said, I don't know how he's feeling some type of way, but there are people who I've not been touring that got the call, which is crazy. But you've been touring.
Maybe this sounds like, looking at the tweet as I'm staring at it right now, this just looks like he's upset at one specific thing. He's just not naming it. That's what it looks like.
If you met LL special ed, just go ahead and say LL.
Yeah, it's just like, I've been around for over 30 years. Cool. So have a lot of people. Even actors are acting like they rap. Some used to rap. They quit. Now they rap again. They're bandwagon. You can't call somebody a bandwagon.
that was a foundation.
You can't. It's dumb.
He helped build it. Now I'm a bandwagon.
Yeah, just because they decide to do something else.
Special ed, do like the young boys do and put some names on this.
Yeah,
put some names on it, and if this is not even directed to him, like in general, like
just overall,
if you feel like you're left out of something, you either have to network yourself better. Make it be known better, or create it yourself. Those are the only options you have, because that's just the way that the world is. And this isn't the only. Again, I had a whole tweet about festival stuff like a week ago.
I saw it.
It's like,
I saw it.
It's like, this isn't the end of the world either. You know what I mean? Like, if you're upset about something, network better, talk to the right people. And I'm not even referring to special ed necessarily in this manner, but it's just like, put yourself in the position to win in those situations. You have to let people know that, one, you're available. You got to be decently observant and understanding enough to know that you're not the only person in the world. Nobody's required to reach out to you just because you are a 30-year-old hip hop veteran, or because you think that you have some sort of stake, or that, it's like, there's so many more things that are involved in it than just like, hey, I've done this before, you should reach out to me.
But Lone, you do know I'm not saying you do know like you don't. I'm just saying in general, there are a lot of people that sit around that feel entitled. And they feel like you're supposed to just come to them and say, hey, you should be here, without all the steps that you just talked about to get to that point. Like, there are a lot of people that just sit around and feel entitled, and they'll just sit around and wait for people to come scoop them up.
And they can't.
And that's unrealistic.
It's not even that it is, but the thing is it's just stupid.
Well,
and the reason why it's stupid is because nobody is going to want to work with somebody who is complaining all the time, or has something negative to say about something. Why would I bring somebody into something that I'm putting together where there's a high likelihood that they're going to have a problem and they're going to complain about it? It's just like, go make your own thing, man.
It's kind of hard to be entitled when you're the one putting on the show. So, gotta pump your brakes sometime, man.
And just because you're not, thing is, this is not going to be your last opportunity. Okay, we're celebrating 50 years, but you know what? There's still going to be shows in year 51, 52, 53.
Yeah.
Don't
burn that bridge.
Don't burn that bridge. That's the bar.
Because you never know.
Consider me next time, maybe. Let's talk about it next year.
Might have been on the back of somebody's mind, and they just hadn't gotten to him yet.
Yeah.
You know what?
Now it's the wrong energy.
Yep.
They still might throw him a lob, though. I don't know what said tour, how long said tour is
going to be on Rock the Bells. I'll tell you that much.
Talking about people who used to rap, but now they act. It's like there's only a few people in that category.
Yeah.
Very few.
And
only one has a festival.
As dope as you may have been at one point in time, you were not LL Cool J dope.
It's just like reading the room. Like,
reading the room. Yep.
Like, obviously, if you go from rapping to acting, you're in a different class.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
there's only so many. that he could be talking about.
Hey, special ed, you did your acting too. You was on the Cosby Show. I seen you on My Wife and Kids.
Talk to him.
Like I said, I'm a special ed fan, so I know what
he
was out
in
here
Juice.
doing.
Like I said, he was in Juice.
Maybe he's talking about himself.
Minor role, but he was in some.
Perhaps
Perhaps he is.
All right, man. Well, shout out to Special Ed. You still a legend, bro. Just you sound like you could be a little bitter on this.
Special Ed, like I said, you are one of the building blocks.
Facts.
Yeah.
Can't take that from you. I don't care who you are.
I don't care what nobody said. Just because you didn't reach us, just shout out to Special Ed, man.
100%.
I hope you get on one of these joints so I can come see you.